Well, hello, this is Rochelle, and welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and you'll get to see more videos like these. Again, I was very blessed to have a friend who went to the States, and when she came back, I got to get my kit, which I ordered and had it delivered to where she was. And this is the Felicity Jane, I think it's the September month kit, yes, Shay. Called Shay. And so what I'm going to be doing today is a video that has probably been the most requested tutorial I've ever had, and I've never claimed that this was any of my own, which is why I hadn't done a tutorial on this before. I had pretty much just made them and following a tutorial myself by She's Banana Fish Studio on Instagram. I think it's Francais Wisnowski, was something like that. But I'll put her down in the description box. And I'm going to be doing a mini journal cover today. So it's the pocket size journal cover. And I'm going to be using this to be doing my gratitude documented and my December daily this year, 2019. Goodness gracious, I'm already a year ahead. So I'm going to be using it for that, literally just every day putting a picture in and a little bit of journaling and using this kit to embellish and just make pretty. So what you saw there is I had cut a little template of I bought some paper packs, and the back of it is always a very thick hard cardboard. And so I cut some templates with some measurements that I fiddled and played with until I found the ideal one. And that is the size. I will link it down below. It's not an exact science. I like I said, I fiddled with it until I was happy with it. So here you see me taking DC Fix. I do not know what this is called in American, but it's a contact adhesive, and I am literally laying it down from the top to the bottom, smoothing it out with my finger. I know this is fast. If you want to pause it, you can do so. If you want to play it slower, there's a button that you can do this with. But I need to finish an entire journal, and I don't want you to sit here for 70 hours watching me. So cutting off the excess of that contact adhesive, or the DC Fix. And you saw me rounding the corners before I did the DC Fix. The reason for this is if you put the paper with the DC Fix through your corner chomper, that stickiness, it kind of ruins your corner chomper. So you don't want to do that. You want to corner chomp before you put the contact adhesive on, and then cut around the contact adhesive once it's on, when you cut off the edges of the contact adhesive. And here you see me doing the same with the little band that I'm going to be putting around my journal, putting it onto the DC Fix and cutting the excess off, so that I have these two pieces. One will be the journal cover, and one will be the little protective band that makes sure that my elastic doesn't cut into this journal. Remember, it's not leather and it's not vinyl. It is just 12 by 12 cardstock with DC Fix or contact adhesive on. So it's not gonna be the strongest thing ever. I haven't made these journals because they last forever and ever. I've made them because I want to use them, and to buy a leather one will be expensive. So here you see I'm putting the double-sided tape, making sure your edges here is the most important part. You need to make sure that double-sided tape lines up all the way on the edges of this paper, so that you will have that secured when you stick the crazy or the fun foam on. The insides, I found that if you use a solid piece of plastic or double-sided tape, a solid piece, it makes bubbles on the fun foam. That's my personal experience. I prefer to do it with the strips. It just gives it a bit of breathing room on the inside without being too costly. Okay, So doing the same with the little band that goes around, and I'm pulling out some thinner tape that I have just for the edges, because this piece of the middle piece that I used isn't wide enough to cover it all. Here, I mean, obviously if you have a thicker piece of double-sided tape, that'll be perfect. And then cutting off the round corners with my scissors. Don't want to do it through your corner chomper. The stickiness from this double-sided tape will ruin your corner chomper, so rather take the scissors and cut it around. Also, I mean, if you don't want to chomp your corners, it can be straight, you know, edges. It doesn't have to be a rounded corner. It can be a I don't even know what you call it if it's not a rounded corner, a sharp corner, a 90-degree corner, I don't know, that thing. And so I'm just pulling off this double-sided tape, and I'm going to be sticking this onto my fun foam, which I've purchased at Westpack. This is the Crazy Crafts version of fun foam, and I've got pieces left from making the bigger journals, and so I'm just using what was left, and then sticking on the band that goes around and my cover. Then I'm taking my Exactoknife. This is a Prima blade, and I'm literally lining up the edge of that blade with the journal cover and then cutting through this fun foam. It cuts very easily, so be careful. You don't want to get this all skew or anything like that. Take your time, cut along the edges, and then take your scissors and cut around the roundings, because my corner chomper, I don't have a crocodile. I just have a little itty bitty corner chomper. Is not thick enough to handle the fun foam. So there we go. We've got our journal cover all DC fixed and stuck on the crazy foam, and then I'm just taking a marker and marking where I want the holes. Again, I did that on my template, so it's already there for me. And then I'm using this, it's an Eyelet plier that comes with a hole punch. Bought this at PNA alongside with the eyelets. Then I also got some of the eyelets at Westpack. It's the Crazy Crafts version of eyelets, so that's perfect. And then with that middle hole, I'm going to be showing you what we're going to do just now. But first I'm putting through the eyelets and using that same eyelet plier to open them up and bend them down to stay in there. The reason why I like putting eyelets in there is obviously you are working with paper and you are working with fun foam, not anything, you know, extremely durable. So you want to secure where the elastic's going in so it doesn't tear through your little piece there. So I have this, and I think it's I don't even know what brand. I've had it for more than 20 years. It's a little hole thing, and a little, it looks like a screwdriver that you hammer with the hammer, and it breaks open the eyelet and flattens it out. So you can pretty much here with your craft knife or anything cut a hole and put in the eyelet and hammer it down or whatever. So for the measuring, here you want to slow it down maybe and listen to what I'm saying. It's 4 times the up and down and 2 times the from the middle to the edge. Okay, and this is white elastic. It's a thicker elastic than just little white or just little jewelry elastic. It's thicker. And I get the white so that I can color it with just normal acrylic paint that I mix a lot of water with, and I put it in there, and there you go, a pink ribbon instead of a white one. It doesn't really make the world's difference in the sense that it has to be pink. You can make it whatever color you want. You can leave it white if you want. So now we're going to get to the actual little booklets, and I'm going to be using, this is while I'm leaving this elastic to dry, and I'm going to be using the Felicity Jane paper pack for this because I want pattern paper inside my booklets and not just plain white paper like I did with the first one, or the one that I measured out there, which by the way, it is 18 centimeters in width and then 12.5 centimeters in height. Okay, cutting off all my branding strips. Do keep these Felicity Jane branding strips because they're super cute and they make very nice faux washi. They have the little various patterns on the side opposite to the title of the 2 pages patterns. Okay, that's it. So now I'm measuring. It's got to be 12.5 in height and 18 in length, or the breadth of it, so that in the end when you fold it over it's 9 centimeters. Okay, so that's centimeters. Sorry y'all metric people, non-metric people. I don't know, convert it with your Google converter. So there you go. You'll see the width of my hand there is the 18 centimeter, and now I'm cutting it the 12.5 centimeters. I'm just stacking them all and using a tile knife, carpet knife. This is a very sharp little knife. It's not as smooth as my Prima one, but it cuts through a bunch of paper. I don't like using a trimmer because I can never get it exact, so I just use my steel ruler and my carpet knife. That's what you call it. Then I'm using this Marlin project board. I have been unable to get this at Westpack, so I bought it at PNA, and PNA is always fully stocked and I love it. I've been looking for this at Westpack for some months now and not getting it. I think they know that I'm using it. So anywho, so I'm cutting this also again in packs to get it right. I'm only going to be using 1 or 2 pieces of the A4 sheets because that's how much I short to make these 4 little booklets, or these 4 little inserts, signatures, I don't know what you want to call them. So I'm going to be needing 4 booklets of 5 pages each, so that it then folded over, there's 5 of these fitted into each other. Okay, I hope that makes sense. That's part of the reason why I haven't made this tutorial, because I can't explain it as well as I can show it. So folding it over using a bone folder and just kind of sort of matching the papers. Remember, you're going to have 2 different papers facing each other once you open it, and only the middle one will be a solid color. And like I said, I'm doing this because I want to use my little Canon Zoe Mini to take a picture each day of gratitude documented, and putting that picture inside my per page and embellishing it a little, and not too much work, just fun. And so you'll see me looking at the paper, seeing what fits, seeing what doesn't. Obviously I don't want a cacophony of colors. I just want something smooth and something that works, and then I'm putting the white pieces in between, mostly where the black and white meets, because it just brings out that black and white, and I like that. So there you go, making 4 of these little signatures, using the bone folder to flatten it out as much as I can. If you fold these together, so more than one together, you don't get as crisp a fold, so you want to do this individually, folding it down properly with this bone folder, making sure that the creases are very crisp. And this will just help with the stapling, etc., which I will show you in a minute. So there's my 4 signatures all done, and I'm going to be taking one of these bull clips and just putting them together. First, I completely lost my division skills there. 18 divided by 2 is 9, Rochelle, not 6. So putting these little bull clips on this folds, and then just taking my long arm stapler and stapling 3 staples in the center of this specific long arm stapler I got from Take-A-Lot. It has a little guide to it, which I really like. It makes it so much easier. And so quick, just putting those bull clips on the fold and then stapling 3 times on the fold so that it's there. And then I've put the 4 sets in there in the bull clip just to make sure that they're folded even more. Now, logically, when you fold and you put them into each other, the middle pieces will stick out a bit further than the edges, or the outsides, because it has that fold extra, if any of that makes sense. So this isn't usually a big issue for me, and I've only recently started cutting these little pieces off to make the edges 100% straight using a carpet knife and my steel ruler. So that's personal preference. You need to decide if it's important enough to do so or not. And again, corner chomping, you need to decide if it's important enough for you to do so. I did so on all of these corners, just to make them, to round it off and make it look pretty. For me, I like the way it looks all rounded. So I'm not going to make you watch me chomp all of this. So skip to us cleaning up all of the chompings and then putting in the elastics. So by now the elastics is pretty dry. The short one goes into the handle, and here again you want to slow this down so that you can see where we start. You want to keep your thumb on that edge that you put through first in the middle. Then go to the adjacent one on the inside, bring it up, through the middle again, down, through the edge again, and you're going to have 2 times in both middles, if that makes sense. Slow it down, watch it again. Tie it so that it's got a bit of tension on it, but you don't want it bending over so much that you can't fit your books in. Now, the purpose of this band is to protect your edge of your cover from the elastic, so that the elastic doesn't tear into it. So you want the elastic on the outside of the band, not on the inside. And I've got 2 little eyelets through there. Make that little knot quite chunky so that it doesn't go through that little hole, and then put in your signatures, and Bob's your uncle. I know this was fast. If you do need to rewind it or slow it down, there are options on YouTube to do that, to check it out. And this is my finished product for December Daily and Gratitude Documented November and December. Thanks for watching. I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.